Hey, what's up? My name is Joe, and today we're taking a look at the Yashica Electro 35cc, a small but powerful analog rangefinder camera. When you're looking for an analog rangefinder camera, you probably stumble over a Leica M6 or similar models, but those are freaking expensive. So I'm gonna show you a cheaper alternative to those. So at first I will tell you some things about the history of this camera. Then I will talk about my pros and cons, and in the end I will show you some results I got with my copy of the Yashica Electro 35cc. Also, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button if you want to see more of this content. The Yashica Electro product line started in the 1960s with the original Yashica Electro 35, followed by a lot of similar but different variations. They all featured a 45mm f1.7 lens. In 1970, Yashica released a variation with a 35mm f1.8 lens, the Yashica Electro 35cc. It features an aperture priority mode along with a max shutter speed of 1/250th. It has a film speed range of ISO 25 to 500, which you have to adjust manually. Shutter-wise, it got a electronically controlled leaf shutter, which means that you have to have a working battery or the shutter won't fire. Talking of the battery, the Yashica uses a PX28 or as an alternative for this discontinued battery, a 4LR44 battery. I bought my version for a Transalp biking trip in 2021, and I got a lot of photos with it that I really love. Since it got the wider 35mm lens, it was perfect for documenting this trip. Generally, I am a fan of wider lenses, so the normal Yashica Electro models with their 45mm lenses were definitely a no-go for me. But overall, what did I like and dislike about this camera? First of all, the overall sharpness is great. It's just a great lens that produces a sharp image along with a good contrast. The light meter is most of the times spot on. Of course, sometimes it is slightly off, but I guess that is acceptable. The overall size is great. It is quite small, but it's still got enough weight to it that you get a good feeling when you're using it. Also, it is quite sturdy. I dropped it a couple of times, and except for some dents, it is still fine. But let's get to the negative aspects. Of course, it's annoying that the light meter only accepts film speeds up to ISO 500. So it's not a great choice in low light when you want to shoot films like the Cinestill 800, a Portra 800, or even a Ilford 3200. So it's absolutely no way that you're shooting those films, or unless you're overexposing a lot. For those kind of usages, you just have to choose another camera. But if you only want to use a film up to ISO 400, you're of course fine. Also, the maximum shutter speed of 1/250th might be a bit slow for you if you want to shoot wide open in broad daylight. So you have to stop down to get a correct exposure. When it comes to the light meter, it is, like I told you earlier, quite accurate. But the camera won't tell you the shutter speed, which is really annoying. It only indicates in the viewfinder whether you are overexposing or if the shutter speed is lower than 1/30. Talking of the viewfinder, the rangefinder patch in the viewfinder is a little bit dim, which makes it difficult to focus in low light. But I read online that it should be possible to fix it by just opening the camera and cleaning it. Honestly, I haven't tried this because it never bothered me since I'm shooting mostly at daylight. So in the end, it seems that there are quite some negative aspects about this camera. But is it so bad? Definitely not. It got some quirks, but if you can live with those, I definitely can recommend you this camera. It is a great daily driver that delivers great images. Money-wise, I got my copy for around 80 euros, but that was like 3 to 4 years ago. If you can find one of those rare copies, I can definitely recommend that you pick it up and test it out on your own. So in the following, I will show you some shots I took with my copy so that you can build your own opinion on the quality that the camera delivers. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more analog content and hit the like button, and we will see you again in the next video.